This quick YouTube video, but I'm gonna say something right now. Reason why I'm stuck in this situation, get more peppermint oil, is because I have an uncaring spirit team that don't really give a fuck. Early this morning, can't blame them little roach spirits because they all fucked up. Make a long story short, I also got some Rosewater too, which I heard works effectively, and I felt it in the spirit plane, against them 3iAtlas aliens. Peppermint oil, I believe, works against them, but especially that. I'm wondering if safflower oil works against the Illuminati. I was told saffron oil, but I'm not really sure. But I know that's an effective buffer against them. Rosewater was clearing them the fuck out from what I felt. I don't know about the peppermint oil. I keep hearing divergent stories, but it seems to fuck them up pretty bad to me, so I don't know. With that being said, and I kept hearing this, and this is with the original variant Samedi. A lot of people who are born to his bloodline, they're spiritually powerful, but they are at a major disadvantage because they're nigger. Crack a bitch and all of that, mom Bridget, they won't give you their full support. They're going to try to kill you for your fucking spiritual powers. You know, that was set up with me. He set up this whole thing damn near with the soul swapping and everything. From Archangel Michael, who actually was coming from Zendaya's bloodline, you know, from what I heard. Like Hispanics and all that, y'all born under Santa Muerte, y'all get beads and all of that. Same with us, you know, black folk, Africans. We get the cocoa, the conch shell beads and all that shit, which represents ancestors. I know turquoise. I got that right here from my mother in that timeline, who I know ain't in her body. It's real fucking depressing, you know. As a matter of fact, I heard this is going to be Archangel Michael's fate if I don't do something. Another version of me from a timeline where I succumbed to them 3iAtlas Rothschildians. Again, I think peppermint oil or rosewater works against them effectively. I know rosewater, it feels like that. I was able to get Baron Samedi and a couple of others back. Last night you used 694, 695. Use these frequencies because they be blocking the spirit plane up. By the way, kill Illuminati. I gotta do something about them motherfuckers. When I was going after the girl, her name was Asa Sneehouse, like German. In the spirit plane last night, I know she uses rosewater or something to try to keep people at bay, I heard, and she's much closer to physical than me or some shit, which logically I don't see it. I feel physical and I keep hearing it. But anyways, with that being said, from what I understand, with him, if you're born in his bloodline, he put Archangel, to set up this whole thing with Zendaya stealing my birthright. She was born like with most white people, which is very abnormal, even for a mixed race black lady. I mean, a mixed race, have black lady. I can't, reconcile what I heard in the spirit plane with what I saw, because it seemed like, I liked it because she very pro-black. And I like that, I like strong, pro-black people. But she was reasonable, it was a realness. And so I can't commiserate what I'm hearing in the spirit plane with what, all that, shit that I'm hearing now, man, in that timeline, that August 22nd, 2022 timeline. I heard she sacrificed me in 2019 or some shit like that. So when the euphoria started taking off or some shit. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of it. With that being said, he was setting it up so that in the future, she gets my witchamacallit. My Hecate, my successorship to Hecate, and that's supposed to come through some, a very, very, great trial. I mean, this shit comes across as like fucking, it's like a death curse masquerading as schizophrenia. It's not that hard to fucking handle. At the start of this, I say iron tablets, and then I actually found frequencies that can subdue that shit. I talk about it, I don't want to say too much on my Facebook. But anyways, when you're born in that nigga's bloodline, you come across a lot of fucking undue stress. And with that being said, he keeps trying to give her my shit. And I already, somehow in the roach realm, her Hike got mingled with ours, and I gave it back to her, and, you know, my little roach spirits did too. So there's something going on with that Hike. I saw they had my grandmother Dorothy Harrison here as a sacrifice. That shit down. You know, I think when he case, it comes through great trial tribulation. I don't know, man. Supposed to have a 101 timeline that was gonna be that. But some white boy. But anyways, with that being said, it was gonna come through great trial and tribulation. He keeps trying to give away my Hike. And I look at shit from a logical, reasonable perspective. It's too much to fucking bear. It's too much emotionally to bear. And I can't properly emotionally bear and process it because of how fucked up my inner body is. You know, I'm going to say this right now. Florida water, frankincense and myrrh can put your shit back. I know that acts as a conduit to God. And my fucking connection to God due to the Illuminati and shit suppressing my dad in hell realms along with that Ace of Snee house. I saw my dad in Mexico looking like this years ago, which was, a foreshadow, as well as driving I remember it being like a old but nice, well-kept car, like a car you would think Bear and Samedi would drive. Not a lowrider, but a Cadillac, like niggas say. But my dad was looking just like this. And I remember when I was stopping to get gas in New Orleans East, I have a lot of dreams about it. And I see, because it's going to Ace of Snee house, all my shit, pumpkins I saw the other day going to, I gotta fucking, when you're dealing with something that's a great emotional responsibility, and it's emotionally infringing on it, it's hard to fucking deal with. It's just the whole thing. So it's why all that's hard to process. But I got to do it for the sake of my family, what they'll end up. I kept getting a Theriel or some shit. But really, I saw this. And my brother, after he died in 2012, you know, he was in his little patrol car, and his consciousness was fucked up, and he brought him to a cell and raped him. That's not my fucking I gotta do something. You know, I heard the demiurge, I heard he a fucking praying mantis and shit. I don't know, a human wanted, you know, along with the Illuminati to covet my powers and all that Hike shit, because they ain't got control of Hike, and they want control of them. And from what I understand in that timeline, they've been fucking with African and Hispanic Mexican people. You know, y'all are lucky because your demiurge is Quetzalcoatl, so y'all can fastidiously get under him and get protection. Guys, you know, a lot. And I'm pissed off at that nigga and the Illuminati, all that evil shit that was against me. Alex Nascimento influencing me to go against Santa Muerte and to go against, you know, Mexican. They were helping in the spirit plane. I got a lot of help from them. Helping out the people that's against me. You know, like I'm gonna say something right now. Santa Muerte was prompting me to do it, and I'm gonna say something. The person that's gonna be in charge of the concentration camps in this false ass Trump timeline, even he wanted the verdict coming from my original timeline I heard, is a Letitia Collins. And it's a nigga. And she's going to be putting them people in concentration camps. And the reason being is because they want to quell y'all because y'all are under Quetzalcoatl. They don't want y'all to go against them, the New World Order, them taking over Hecate and her consciousness. That's why they're trying to take the shit away from me, because they can't control my ass. I'm crazy. And I don't like them naturally. I'm a conspiracy theorist. They want to transfer all that shit to Zendaya, who, from what I saw, got 2 CIA agents controlling her consciousness. From what I understand, she sold me as a whatchamacallit, and he came back in the day in 2019 so she could come up. And what they plan on doing is stealing my Hecate so they can make her the fucking beast of the apocalypse and all that shit and do all sorts of crazy ass shit. And, you know, I saw it in 2008 and I proselytized it on here. 2013 with, you know, post-apocalyptic shit I saw taking place in Santa Monica. You know, I had a vision. It was a Mexican maid, I guess, who was showing me it, maybe Santa Muerte. Where, you know, I saw, you know, mad inclement weather. I was in Santa Monica in an apartment, and I saw, you know, something very terrible coming. And, you know, I felt like major fucking weather apocalypse coming, you know, like Santa Monica going underwater. And I saw the same thing where it was like 2012 and I was, you know, driving and trying to get away from like a major fucking wave incursion coming from Santa Monica. So they're going to do something with her in that timeline where they're going to manifest the beast of the apocalypse. So, you know, I'm saying this right now. Something got to be done. It's something about me at the center of this shit. And, you know, I don't want no World War IIIs. I don't want no fucking, you know, they're trying to kill Mexicans because y'all spiritually powerful. You got the Quetzalcoatl connection. Y'all got the connection to sing through the primordial darkness, I believe. Y'all created gods. The main same thing. And saying that's my boy, that's my homeboy, he ain't bad. He just rules the primordial darkness right along with Xenu, who the Church of Scientology works with, because it's a well-known fact about soul swapping in that industry works to get people back in their bodies. They use 110 hertz combined with 000 hertz to get people back in their bodies. 808 hertz, which Kanye West here warned against his reptilian entity attachment. also a very good frequency to use to be able to get back. I'm just, you know, I had my little road spirits and all of us. We were handling a timeline where an alternate version of myself was stuck and nobody was helping her. It's just, this is it. I got pieces of shit in my higher self, you know, for spiritual protection. Bitch told me off a while back. I almost want to drop dice, but you don't want to do that. It's like your boy, the Demir. It's a wrap. Now, with that being said, from what I understand, they want to transfer that heat case shit, and this nigga fucking Mayate bearing Samedi to some degree is almost fucking helping low-key by doing that stupid shit. I don't know if it's his highest, if it's his real self or his highest, but the shit need to stop or working at it because they got him fucked up at soul consciousness level. They helping by doing that. You know, I remember my Archangel Michael was saying, in your past life as a Swedish woman, you work hard for that shit. You keep your shit. I never fucking forgot that. His words echo in my head every time I deal with it. So anyways, they trying to transfer the Hecate shit over to her. Now I'm going to explain who the fuck Hecate is. It's something to do with ancient Kemet, like with Hathor. And Hecate controls consciousness. And they got frequencies. I talked about dismantle the shit. You know, at one time, that frequency was working on me. And it don't as much anymore, but I still got the attributes because I never sold on my shit. They even tried to trick me in the spirit plane with my consciousness all fucked up. To do a soul contract where I almost couldn't wake up. You know, I 12-15 hertz. They had other people in the spirit plane 12-15 hertz. That motherfucker. That's how you annul like bullshit ass soul contracts with the Illuminati. They, you know, if you don't come in with power, I'm gonna say that. You know, I even had them pretend and act like they were fucking. You know, I don't know. They attach to my consciousness where they can hear what I'm saying, but I don't know if they thought that they could play act like they were helping. They really were not. I knew exactly what the fuck was going on. They were trying to, you know, make it sound like they were, and they were not. When I say something, they started, you know, taking all my shit, walking off. Just like they did many months ago when I was staying at the New Testimonial shelter. When I took my Baphomet back from, like in a dream I had yesterday. They tried to take it, steal it back. And they wanted my powers, and they saw what I was and all this shit. But as soon as I, you know, my little rose spirits tried to get it back, they started, you know, attacking them. And these were my fucking body parts. You know, as soon as we tried to get it back last night. Now, with that being said, she controls consciousness. Hecates are independent of them motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers, they ruled by the demiurge who was ruled by the moon. I'm going to say something right now. Your boy Lil Wayne, especially in that timeline, is scared to death to be, you know, have his bloodline and all of that reported to him. Ace of Sneehouse in that timeline, from what I understand, who stole my body. And she got two homunculus kids, you know, who are half spirit, half human, which is not supposed to exist. From what I understand, they like supposed to go in the Hathor's hell realm and just go into non-existence. With Lil Wayne, his people, so a woman in his bloodline, I guess, who escaped the demiurge, got rape bombed. She came to Earth. And, you know, made it to where all her bloodline people, descendants, are straight up material. So they never get caught. The minute they become spiritual, they seen by the demiurge. I think I heard in my mom's past incarnation, she was reptilian. And before that, she was a demiurge. I don't know how true that shit is. Very powerful past life and lineage. A lot of mine were lived in England. Strongest Swedish and Vietnamese. And I got one on board that 3iAtlas. I was trying to pay Vietnamese 0.00 hertz or 0.0 hertz meditation. But anyways, from what I understand, we got 8 of swords right here, by the way, which is insinuation. It's 7 of swords of it. Tentacle of this thing. Anyways, with that being said, he ain't supposed to exist either. He had wanted fugitive from the demiurge. From what I understand, he had become my higher self to block me from getting in my body. You know, he one of them fucking mayates. Now, you know, he'll fuck with non-black women, but you can't do the same. And, you know, in large part because of a Swedish past life, I'm attracted to white men. I can't help it. I wouldn't help it. It's like being gay. It's a lot like being gay. People need to respect that. And with that being said, he, you know, when I almost got into my body the other day, I saw how she looks, and it's a stab at my legacy, my identity, who the fuck I am. Got me all doled up. I would never, bitch, Swedish in my past life, but I'm a nigga here. I'm a nigga. Straight up my yate, man. You would never see me with no fucking blonde hair like I used to back in the confused ass past. And even back then, I was real. Everybody, you know, cop watching everything. Everybody always say, you real little motherfucker. Sex work, right shit. You real. You would never catch me with no blue contacts. And, you know, that's a defiance. It's a contumely. It's a lambast to who the fuck, you know, not lambast, but what's the other name? It's the antithesis of who the fuck I am, and I'm just, this bitch done mutilated my motherfucking body, desecrated, more like it. I gotta kill her, take care of them homunculuses. I gotta do something. You know, I want to have a kid. You know, if I get back, Mexican, have Mexican, white. I feel something using my soul consciousness because my shit is all exposed right now. I heard I'm on that spaceship. Ain't nobody going to hear and see what the fuck is going on because of all this shit. With that being said, there was a lion bed 24/7, you know, early this morning because them motherfuckers were leeching because of, I don't know about the effectiveness of the peppermint oil. I don't know. But with that being said, they want to control her Hike. And they want to control her since she has something to do with human consciousness to bring about the apocalypse. So they're trying to give it to Zendaya Coleman in that timeline. And they've been trying to use me, from what I understand, they brought it from the false higher selves who put me in this situation. Compromised me in this situation. And and even them motherfuckers trying to give away, or Halliburton, trying to give away my Hike, and I'm not going to have it. I don't want none of this negative shit. I don't deserve any of this negative shit. I didn't ask for it. So with that being said, they've been coming at me strong trying to covet my shit. Them and that big lipped ass nigger, Jay-Z, Sean Carey Carter. I think Lil Wayne's is Dwayne something. Dwayne Carter. Funny, they both got Carter in their name. Again, they got something to do with the demiurge. He catches them. It's a wrap. From what I saw in the spirit plane, they've been using my connection to God from that original timeline, acting, you know, in part under the demiurge. My father, Napoleon Williams Jr., and my mother, Linda Williams, but not in large part like my dad. You know, you're crying under your dad as God to attack my ass and attack me hard. Really, really fucking bad. And they got both of my parents, they call it a pussy monster, some shit like that, trapped in hell realms. My fucking people in that burning sacrifice. I didn't ask for this shit. It's like they mauled my brother, Kristen. You know, it was Prince Andrew that did that shit. I heard he was going to try to jump into my family's bodies in the past and throw them out and all that. That was some demonic. The Illuminati need to be taken the fuck out. And I came very close to doing that in that Roach Realm timeline where Jacob Rothschild actually succumbed. Memories from that girl, you know, where he was, my brother Kristen was, you know, brought on a yacht after he, you know, had a debilitating drinking or all this evil shit placed on him. You know, I saw my original Soul Consciousness, Care versus Drug Addiction. I could never reconcile my people being in that situation. I even was shown by some little road spirits that my people, so the road attachments here, are stuck on board Atlas, 3iAtlas. And I contacted them last night and haven't heard from them. But we tried to free them, use 125, really 35, 17 hertz, the Rosewater and all of that. I almost want to say 156 hertz, but they were in like a sack. I heard they picked up my brother on the side of the road where he was sleeping in his truck and were aiming for my parents. And I don't think they were able to get him. That's depressing. I'm going to try to reach out to my brother Kerry today, Kerry Williams. Try to reach out to him again. So you got to abduct. I'm gonna show you these frequencies that could be used to bring somebody back, but they got them locked up.